Welcome back to the 915 High School Football Insiders. We're here with Coach Aguilar with Paso High Tigers. Thank you, Coach, for having us.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
I'm a great fan of the program. I told you why for many different reasons, but here we are with you and the best stadium in town. Right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, no doubt.
So one of the questions we always ask is, where did you come from? Who have you coached for? Who do you have coaching under you, and what does it look like for you?
Sure. Yeah. So I was a third generation Texas high school football coach. So my dad, uncle, grandfather, they all coached here in El Paso. They actually coached at Jeff for a long time, and Andres, and kind of around town. And so it was kind of just meant to be when the time came. What are you going to do for a living? It was I was going to be a coach, right? And so right out of high school, I got into working with some college programs. I was able to be at UTEP for 2 years, and then I went to UT and was able to work with Mac Brown for 2 seasons before he finally retired. After that, graduated college and went into high school ball. Coached in Austin, coached in Houston. Moved back to El Paso when San Eli opened. I took over as the head coach at San Eli, and I was there for 2 seasons. And then now I'm here, 5th season, going into 5th season here at El Paso High.
That's awesome. Any good underclass, or I would say underclassmen coaches that you have that are kind of standouts that you're just really grateful to have? I know you want to be grateful for everyone, but anyone that just sticks out?
No, I mean, our coordinators here are great. We have Grant Jordan, who came from New Mexico, started here with me when I got here. He's our offensive coordinator. He's done a phenomenal job with our offense. We try and play fast and score as many points as possible. That's what we're about. And he's done a great job of doing that here. And then David Cortinas. David was at Riverside, came with me when I got to San Eli. Was with me at San Eli, and then moved over here with me to El Paso High. He's our defensive coordinator now. Superhuman. I mean, he's a really great person, really great with kids, and does a really great job with the defense now here at El Paso High.
So you got winners on offense and defense, and then you coach under Mac Brown, my personal college favorite coach.
Yes, sir.
Big time Longhorn fan. I know he's over in Carolina. What does that do for you? I mean, I would think that just opens up your mind on everything, because he's a proven winner.
Right. The one thing it did, I saw things in a different light. You see things, and growing up in El Paso, you saw things done a certain way. Not to say it was bad or anything, but it was just different when I got to UT. Mac Brown was all about relationships and building relationships with people. He knew everything, and I was, a low guy on the totem pole there, but he knew everything about me and my family, to a point where he would see me in the hallway and say, "Hey, how's your dad doing? Is he still doing this or that?" And knew, little facts about my family that, just wouldn't expect somebody at that caliber of coaching to know. So, learned a lot about, like I said, building relationships and positive rapport with people from Mac Brown.
My apologies on the phone.
No, that's okay. That's fine. It happens.
So I know Texas University has this whole tight-knit community. Being in these hallways, like I told you, I came here for a semester and I love the atmosphere here. How does this community gravitate towards you and your program?
It's a great place to be. I didn't know much about El Paso High School. I graduated from Coronado, like I said. Really kind of just knew that school. When I left, I guess I grew up around the Jefferson community with my dad and uncle and grandfather there.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Is this Coach Ag?
Yeah.
From Andrews?
Well, that's my uncle, so Andres Ag. That's
so
Uncle Rene Aguilar.
Rene was my favorite all-time coach.
Okay.
He knows who I am.
Okay.
I loved him. Coach Bobs. I love Coach Pete. Everybody that came from Andrews. So those guys, that is a great coaching tree.
Yes, sir.
And so I mean, anybody, and I'm going to tell you guys 915, if you guys ever want to come and see a good coach, he's been under Mac Brown. His whole high school tree is amazing. Someone I highly recommend, because if he's got the knowledge they have, that was my favorite coaching staff, and I sincerely bring you guys to this guy. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Yeah, they're good people. I grew up the right way and had good people around me, and was around it since I was a little kid. So.
Absolutely. So, with that being said, anybody that's coming up as a little kid coming from, I think Wiggs, is Wiggs your only field school?
Wiggs is our field, yes.
So, anybody from Wiggs, if you guys are seeing this, anybody from another program that wants to come out here, what can they expect when they come through these doors being a Tiger? What is it that they should know coming in?
Sure. So we're big on culture here, and we have a standard. We set a standard and say elite is the standard, and we break down that word elite into energy, love, integrity, toughness, and effort. And that's really what we're about in this program. We have a lot of fun, a lot of energy here. When guys walk in, because they'll get dressed and they'll get ready to go for the weight room in here. So when they walk in, if they're slumped over and they're not excited to be here, we send them right back out and tell them to fix it and come back in. And so we're high on energy. We have a lot of fun. Love for us is about sacrifice, being a family, and that's what we are. Integrity, just doing things the right way, doing things, we tell the kids they got to be a better person than they are a player. So if you're a really good player, you better be a really good person. Toughness is the T there in elite, and that's all about mental toughness, really. It's being able to, you mentioned an interception that we threw against Jefferson. It's being able to shake off a bad play and go on to the next one right away. The front of our helmets have 1-0. That's all that means is you lost one, go win the next one. Or if you won one, forget about it, let's go win the next one again. And the last one, of course, is effort. I think every program wants effort, every coach wants effort, and so that's important to us.
Hey, you know what? Everything that you said ties into what I know that your coaching staff is all about, specifically from your background. I can tell you, I've lived it 100%. It wasn't through elite, we had other stories,
sure.
But they all know, and I know deep down inside exactly what you're talking about. One of those things, and it all falls down to the battle of the clock. We spoke to Coach Pichardo over in Austin. They love it, the community loves it. That's one of the games they look forward to. What is a Paso High? What does it mean to you, the battle of the clock?
I've grown to figure out what it meant. When I first got here, I didn't really understand it. I just thought it was another rivalry. But being here, being around it, constantly hearing about it, it's a big deal. And it's really a huge deal for the kids and the alumni. And now I've kind of grown to understand how big of a deal it is. We came into this new realignment year, and we were a little bit worried because we were set into a 9-team, possibly a 10-team district. We're saying, okay, well, what is that non-district game going to look like now that Austin's in 4A? And so me and Coach Pichardo talked to each other right away when this was kind of up in the air. We said, hey, let's make it week 1 so that way we can kind of guarantee that game's going to happen. And so, we scheduled it week 1, and now that's what we're looking into next year.
You know what? Week 1 is going to be the predecessor for the whole season. Why? Because I know the way he feels. I know the way you feel. I know the way Jefferson feels with Bowie, and they have to do the same thing. What is your take on this realignment? Are you in favor of it? I know I was one of the people that was trying to advocate for Jefferson and the Paso High to drop 4A because of the numbers, and because for a fact that you guys don't have the 40, 50 guys on the sidelines the way that one will have.
Sure.
The other schools will have. And I tried it. So what do you think about the realignment? What did you think of it?
If you like to be competitive and you like, what we're about as a program, then you like to compete. And so being in that district, you're going to have to compete week in and week out, and that's what it turned into. There's no 4 or 5 non-district games anymore. Every game matters and everything counts. And so for us, we've talked to the kids, they're really excited about it. It didn't really, it changed a little bit, but it didn't really change a whole lot because we were playing a lot of those teams non-district anyways. So now they count, and you want to get in the playoffs, you got to win a lot more games. For sure. So, we're excited about it. Honestly, for the city of El Paso, for football, it's not the greatest thing because we, as coaches, as schools, as community, I think we enjoyed having that bi-district game here in town. And, it's the best of El Paso that's going to get out. But now, they kind of pushed us all into one district, and they said, you guys figure it out and send your best. So it should be fun.
So now that we're figuring it out, right, we're going to figure out how Paso High is going to be the best. They're going to be, I'm telling you guys, this guy's the right guy. What is your pregame ritual, Coach? Once you start making it, what is your pregame ritual right before we're going to get a game going? What do you do? What is your staff? What do you have your guys do?
So we try and support the community around us. So Rib Hut actually feeds us. We get a baked potato with chicken or turkey. So Rib Hut right down the road here on Mesa, they feed the team. And that's usually what us, the coaches and stuff, that's what we eat at lunch. And then we'll bring in like a brown bag deli or something for preview right before the game starts.
Something a little light.
Yeah,
Hey, shout out to Rib Hut. If you guys get a chance, go out there, support them because they're supporting the program. Anything for the kids, that's what we say. 915, we're all about the kids and coaches and everything right. Anything local.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and then I know you were asking me about post-game meal too. So we go, Canes is a huge supporter of our program also. And so, I'm not trying to do advertising here, but
Hey, if you're supporting, we're going to support you.
no, you know what? Raising Canes does a really good job of supporting us. And so after every game, we do like a community partnership. And so what we're trying to do is we make, try and make everyone go to Canes right after the game. The one, again, that's right down the road here. They put out orange and black balloons and they have music going, and it's really a fun time. And so it's kind of a place for the kids to meet after the game. Coaches meet, families meet, and just really stay out of trouble, go have a nice meal, and then hopefully go home afterwards.
So this is what I gathered. If you have a hard time against El Paso High, pay someone to spice some type of food so that you can sing at ribeye. Do not go to Kane. No, I'm just messing with you guys. Thank you very much. It's just a big plug for you guys, and thank you, Coach. Another thing, you just won a big game. You just won. What is your go-to meal?
Okay, so like I said, we got to go to Canes first, but after Canes, we like going to Village Inn. Believe it or not, we have breakfast. We have breakfast for dinner. You get a coffee because usually we're exhausted. I've got 2 little kids, and so I'm gonna go right back home, go to sleep because they're gonna be waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning anyways, and they're gonna expect me to be at 100%.
Hey, that's what it is. A lot of the times, that's what people don't understand, that you guys are working hard, endless hours, and sometimes that's the time you're gonna spend time with the kiddos, And they look at dad and say, hey, this is what I want, this is what I want to do. They see you be daddy outside of home, and they just resonate. Like I said, your whole family tree is something that I know particularly well, and great shout out to that family. Coach, anything you can say? If you had a word to anybody that's considering coming to El Paso High, what would you tell them? What would be your words of wisdom to get the right fit of a guy or character here?
Yeah, sure. So I think the number one thing, if you're looking for a really quality education, El Paso High is top notch as far as academics goes, and that's a priority here at this school. Athletically, we're growing as a program, and we're doing things the right way so that we can build and sustain success for a long period of time. And so, all of our athletic programs really have a lot of success. It's just been football that's kind of struggled. And so we are building it, and we are doing things, like I said, the right way, with energy, with love, with integrity, with toughness, with effort. And the last thing I'd say is, if you want a coach that's going to know your name, that knows your story, and I talked about building relationships and Mac Brown, that's really important to me, and that's what I learned from him. Is I know every one of our kids' first and last names. I know their mom, their dad. I know a little bit about their story and their background, and that's what's important to me as a coach, not so much football. I really don't coach any football here. I worry about the program and really the kids more than anything. And so if that's what's a priority to you and that's what's important, I think El Paso High School is a good fit.
Hey, you know what? I think they're a great fit for anybody that wants to succeed. Coach, one thing that I will end this with is just to give a quick shout out to someone you might have in the program. I know that as parents or as coaches, our kids are a reflection of us. So what is that 1 or 2 student athletes that you have in your program that stand out, that are just the leaders? And if you want to be a leader, what are the qualities that you require someone that wants to be the leader to, replicate or show that to you moving forward, and someone you want to just, give a shout out because of their efforts?
I get you. So right now, the way we do off season, this is the time they all start with a blank slate. And so this is the time where they build their resume, right? So whatever they did last season happened last season. Whatever they do now is what's really important going into this year. And so I don't want to name anybody because they're all trying to build that, but they're all doing, I will say, we have a senior class that's really strong. They all bought into what we're trying to do as a program. They all understand our culture. They understand what being elite is. They understand that it's important not only to be elite athletically, to be elite academically and socially, and they understand the well-roundedness of what we're trying to do as a program. And so if I had to give a shout out to anybody, it's really this incoming senior class, class of 2025, because they've really, we didn't have a great season last year. They saw that and they wanted to really have a really good year this year. When you, as a coach, when you have a special team, and I think this year we do have one of those teams.
Absolutely, that's awesome. And then with your permission, I would like to tell your senior class, guys, if you're watching this, you guys have a great staff, a great head coach, a great tree and foundation. These roots go deep. if you guys will listen to these guys, it's not only going to make you guys better football players, it's going to make you guys better men in the long run. And that's what this coach is about. That's what this whole program is about. If anyone can find the way to this program, by all means do it, because I know for a fact half of who I am is because of his family, and I appreciate it to them. But I know that this gentleman here in front of us has spoken nothing but the truth. He kept saying one word, part of that elite, which was integrity. Not everybody has integrity, but they have it here. And I've seen it firsthand. My son and I have spoken about it. I spoke to you about it. Guys, find your way out here. If you're not part of this program, that's okay. Come watch this program. Come see him play. Come support the locals. If you guys get a chance to go to K's or Rip Hut, support them as well. But Coach, thank you for everything. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
And I wish you nothing but the best in this year. Do not be my silver fox. But I mean, you know how it goes. You know how it goes. Silver fox through and through. But we wish you nothing but the best. Good luck in everything you do.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys again. I appreciate everything you guys do.
Hey, 915 High School.